This little guy right here is the world's smallest stabilized action camera, the Insta360 Go. But just because it's small doesn't mean it's necessarily good. So let's go test this thing out. Why does it feel like all of our B-roll montages lately end in Nerf fights? Is there like pent-up aggression between me and Matt? I'm not sure. Also, we got soaked. It was raining hard today. I don't know why. It just happened to be a super rainy day today. It hasn't rained forever. And then as soon as we test out this little guy, it rains a lot. I don't know. Made it kind of fun too. All right, first impressions. This camera is unlike any camera that I've used so far. And I gotta be honest, I don't know if I liked it very much at first. There was a bit of a learning curve for me to get used to this different kind of filmmaking, capturing footage. I don't know what this is when we're using this little camera. Is this filmmaking still? Basically how it works is you can mount this to wherever you want. There's, for example, this little pendant thing. There's this pendant underneath my shirt. And this has a magnet, so it sticks to it, and you could stick it to anything else that's metal. There's also some other little mounts that you can use to film with this little tiny, I still can't believe how small this thing really is. Once you have it mounted and you're ready to go, basically you just tap it like that, and you're recording. You're recording a 15 to 30 second clip. You can choose it in the app how long you want that clip to be. You can also just stop the clip from recording by pressing on it. The nice thing is that even when it's on you, you can still kind of press underneath it, so you can still make it record, even though the button is on the back, but because it kind of lays flat, then you can just press on the front of it. And now one press starts you a normal video clip, 2 presses starts a hyperlapse, and 3 presses starts a slow motion clip. Yes, this thing can do 100 frames per second. Yeah, this is literally the future right here. And you can get some super interesting shots with this because it is so small and the field of view is super wide. It's almost like 180 degrees and it's stabilized. There's a lot of things that you can do with this that you couldn't do with a GoPro. For example, I attached it to the wheel of the Rev as it was spinning around. I apologize if that made anybody feel very sick. It made me feel sick watching that back. This may be the dumbest idea we're gonna do with this thing, but might also be cool.
I just don't want to break it on the first shot.
This is literally like our 3rd shot. Go big or go home, right? And once you're done filming some really interesting clips, you can just attach it to this little charger case, kind of looks like an AirPod case. You put it in there and you would attach this case to your phone like so. And now you can preview your footage in the app. You can edit it. You can even make AI edit for you. I didn't really get a chance to test that out, but apparently you can just have AI edit for you nowadays with this tiny... What year are we in again? What's happening? Blackmagic 6K RAW, tiniest cameras that AI edits. Are we all gonna be just out of jobs? Is AI gonna take over all jobs soon? That's gonna be interesting. You can also plug this straight into your computer and grab the RAW files, and then you can bring those into Premiere, but be forewarned that if you do it that way, they aren't actually stabilized. So the software is what stabilizes it once you've kind of attached the two. I guess this is just like the bare bones what you would need to run a camera. The audio on this guy is what you would expect it to be. Nothing that spectacular, but it works. You have audio. Okay, quick test of the sound. How does it sound? Matt, do you think it's good or is it gonna be terrible?
I don't think it's gonna be that good.
Yeah, it's probably not gonna be that good. You can't expect that much. The camera's very small. It's not super waterproof either. I think they said about 10 seconds it can last underwater, so you don't really want to be going underwater with this too much. And even from our little experiments, there appears to be a little bit of fogging going on underneath. You guys probably can't see it. So I probably wouldn't use this in water too much if I were you. But the footage looks really interesting. We got some really cool shots that completely surprised me. And I think that's what changed my mind about this little camera. At first I was kind of like, I don't know, I don't like this. One of the biggest things that I didn't like is that you can't see what you're filming. You have to always attach it to this and to your phone in order to see what you filmed or if you got the clip. I wish there was just a way of seeing what this camera is seeing right now. Maybe they'll update firmware for that. Maybe it's not possible because it's so small. I have no idea. But then seeing the footage, some of the shots that we got, I was just like, what? Like this little camera. For example, this one shot where Matt was holding that super long camera pull thing. And then he just kind of went like up, flipped the camera and then back down. And normally by the end of it, because Matt flipped the pull, the camera would have started upright and then it would have been upside down at the end of it. But the stabilization actually just like kind of went along with it and made it perfect. Now the image quality I wouldn't say is anything like that great. It's decent. It kind of looks like iPhone or smartphone footage. And that's probably because the sensor is very small, most likely about the same size as on a smartphone. But still, the results are really interesting just because it is so small. You can do a lot of things that you normally couldn't. And it's so easy to mount in places because it weighs like next to nothing. So you could just like gaff tape it onto something. You could use one of these like little sticky things and mount it on there with this little contraption. There's even like a clip. You can just clip it onto stuff. This pendant is pretty interesting. It gets a cool view. You get your arms in there. Yeah, just a lot of really cool stuff. And using it for a day, I think what this camera is best for is like a hobbyist who just wants to capture really cool moments in their lives, whether it's them just throughout their day or when you're doing some sort of sport or you're traveling. All you gotta do is just press, you're recording, press it again, stop recording if you want. Like, that's really easy and you're just getting this whole wide field of view. It's stabilized. It's a really easy way to capture really cool moments that you can't necessarily have your phone out. For example, if you're riding an electric scooter, you probably shouldn't have your phone out and be filming. That's pretty sketchy. But with this, you just tap it, you're recording, you save those memories. Now, I'm not sure if this is necessarily for the more like filmmaker, professional people. I'm a little bit skeptical on that side. I don't think that, I forgot where it was. I don't think that this replaces something like a GoPro necessarily. A GoPro is a little bit more rugged, it's waterproof, all of that stuff. But this is a really interesting tool that might give you a completely different angle or perspective on something that you're filming. And so for that reason, I'm not really sure if this is for the more filmmaker professionals or is this only for the casual hobbyist, people who just want to capture really cool memories in their lives. And for $200, it's worth checking out. This is a pretty interesting little piece of hardware, and I think it's priced right for how small and thought out this whole system is. And I can only imagine where they're gonna take this from here. If this is the beginning of the Insta360 Go, yeah, this is gonna be crazy. The future is wild. I love it when they come out with new filmmaking tools that we get to use in our films to make our films more interesting and to just tell stories in a different perspective. So if you're looking for the world's smallest stabilized action camera, the Insta360 Go, maybe it's for you. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. I will see you guys tomorrow. Why did it have to be like the most rainy day ever for filming all this B-roll. I am just soaked right now. I'm wearing a rain jacket, I'm still soaked. It hasn't rained for like weeks. Just today it rains.
Matt, you okay there, man? Is everything okay? Everything's fine? You okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Should I be worried about this? This doesn't look normal, man. Also, I hope the boosted is waterproof because I've just been taking it through puddles and all sorts of stuff.
I heard it pretty much is, and they just didn't do all the testing. Is that the rumor? Or it is waterproof? No, it is waterproof, right? That thing is right. Matt, is it waterproof? So we're gonna try a bit of an elaborate shot here. The nice thing about this thing is it's so small, you could just kind of gaff tape it to anything. I'm gonna try to drink. Matt's gonna shoot me in the head with a Nerf gun, and then, yeah, we'll see what happens. It's shoot your, wait, no, I shouldn't say that. It's Nerf blast your boss in the head day. Take one didn't really work. The angle didn't look very good, so we added this contraption. I think we're going a little above and beyond for what we should be doing with this. Time to get shot with another Nerf blaster.